That's a terrible story. I mean, I'm sure they're using public health and safety as the excuse, but the government does go overboard on that. I don't approve of that. It's kind of embarrassing. So what if someone in the government realized it was embarrassing and said, "Oh, that should be classified. That makes this country look bad." So they classified it. You don't even know about the story. Or you hear about it word of mouth and you're a traitor for mentioning it in a video. Because that's what they do with this classified information. They classify all kinds of stuff. You should not be able to classify an illegal act to save embarrassment. Doing the illegal act is what's actually embarrassing. Doing the illegal act is the problem, and it should be addressed with evidence, meaning information has to be unclassified and people should know about it. Right? That's the problem. If you're lying to someone for decades and the lie comes out and you want to blame the person that revealed the truth, no, that's just your defensive reaction. And that's what's going on in these classified documents. You have things that are either illegal or embarrassing, and neither one of those are sufficient to say, that it should be classified. The nuclear codes to launch the missiles, the phone numbers and the nature of those systems, those could be classified. Those are of a direct danger. But embarrassment or hiding crimes, you support that. You think that that should be done. Then why do you even have the right to know about that embarrassing goat story? That's what I would like to know. Why do you think you get that information? You think it's because those officials want to tell you about things they've done that you object to? No, it's because of your right to have information. In a feudalistic society, perhaps the king has a right to his private information and none of the people. He's the head of state. But in a democracy, we're the head of state. We are the head of state. It's our government. We are the board of directors. Right? So we have a right to know and a need to know information about what our government is really doing. They tell us in the press, oh, there is no torture in these Iraqi prisons. The Iraqi police are ready to take over. But we find out in the Afghan dump, that's not true. They're just lying. And you support that. You think the problem is that we're going to know the truth about the situation. And yet you object to something the government's doing. Don't you see that you need to have information about what it's doing to object or not? Don't you see you have to have that information in the first place? If you support the right of the government to just hide anything it wants because it thinks it's embarrassing, or it's evidence of malfeasance, which is embarrassing, and that hurts our reputation, it's against national security. Don't you see supporting a system like that is supporting not knowing about the things the government does that you want to object to, like in the case of raiding this woman for raising goats? I don't understand how you're missing the connection there. I don't understand why people want to be in the dark or think that they want to be on the ignorant side of some noble lie. As if the people on the other side really are noble and able to make that decision instead of making it for petty personal reasons of saving themselves embarrassment and saving themselves accountability. But the other reason is that Assange is not a U.S. citizen.